Are you currently playing Tears of the Kingdom and wondering what could possibly fill your time when you've finally finished it? Well, I'm here with 5 upcoming Switch games that you can get excited about. Hello and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a good day. So these are games from a few different genres. I've got 5 to go through, and just a quick note that they are games with fixed release dates coming up this year. You know, they're not games where they say 2023 or even there's no release date at all. So that's why certain games won't make it onto this list. Metroid Prime 4. I'm going to try and keep this video short, so we're on to the first one straight away, and it's Pikmin 4. I've never played a Pikmin game before, but I know plenty of people are excited about this, especially if your name is Arlo. And in fact, by the time Pikmin 4 comes out, it'll have been just over 1 whole decade since the original release of Pikmin 3. 10 years without a single new Pikmin game. That is a long time for fans of the series to wait. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of excitement for this one. And hopefully it's worth the wait, because there seem to be quite a lot of new additions to this game. There are ice Pikmin, there's the Ochi dog type creature that we've seen in the trailers. And we can see that both of these will hopefully be some really useful additions to your lineup in the new Pikmin game as you explore the new world. The camera angle for this one seems to have been pulled down instead of that usual top-down style of gameplay, and it seems to make some of the fights in the trailer look way more intense. You've got these stomping boss-type monsters that seem to wipe out Pikmin with a single blow, and that seems much more intense in this game than in other ones. If you're looking forward to this one, then not too long to wait at all, as it comes out on July 21st. The first Blasphemous game kind of passed me by, but this Metroidvania was really well received. You know, slick combat, a really well put together world, and a great art style that a lot of people liked, although it wasn't quite for everybody. And number 2 looks like it's continuing this trend, but perhaps going a little bit bigger and a little bit better. The trailers for the game are intriguing, even for me who didn't play the first one. You know, there seems to be some kind of mystery. There's this floating building in the sky and a heart beating above, and it kind of looks like maybe the heart is about to hatch something, and it's all a bit creepy, but it is intriguing, and I do kind of wonder what's going on with it. But the big addition for this game seems to be adding different weapon types to your arsenal. As well as just the sword, you seem to have a ball and chain and some daggers and things like that, and each of these new weapons seems to bring its own style of combat. If you like the first game, or you're a fan of Metroidvanias, or you've got any interest at all, I would say it's worth checking out the trailers. And again, not too long to wait for this one, as Blasphemous 2 comes out on August 24th. For our third game, we're moving on to a highly anticipated RPG, and that is Sea of Stars. Now, a lot of RPGs these days are moving away from that kind of classic turn-based combat, and you know, a lot of the audience is ready for that, but there are a lot of people as well that really enjoy that old school style of combat. So if you're one of those people, then this game might interest you. I think it's got some great looking pixel graphics, especially some of the larger looking enemies in the game, and I also think it's got some really good sounding music in the trailers, and that makes sense because the composer from Chrono Cross and Chrono Trigger is involved in this project. They do seem to be introducing some different mechanics as well. At one point in the trailer you can sort of see a projectile that seems to be bouncing off enemies and back to the character, and then you sort of reflect that again. So maybe there are some timed button presses, sort of similar to like the Mario and Luigi RPGs. And also at some point it seems like maybe the world opens up and we can go exploring in our own boat, which always appeals to me, being able to sail around the world in a boat. I always like that idea. Sea of Stars releases on the 29th of August. We've gone through 3 games already, but what if you're a fan of something more cozy or something a bit more like Stardew Valley or Animal Crossing? Well, I've got you covered. Fae Farm might be the game for you. I did really like Animal Crossing. I could never really get into Stardew Valley for some reason, but I can definitely say there are a lot of farming simulators coming out at the moment. It feels like every Switch Direct we have at least 2 or 3. But for some reason, Fae Farm seems to stand out a bit more from the pack. The trailer makes it look well polished and full of different features. Obviously there's farming, raising animals, there seems to be a whole design your house element to it as well, all sorts of furniture that you can put inside buildings. And it seems like you can play multiplayer with your friends, but in a way that's more advanced than Animal Crossing. You actually seem to like you get to do a lot of stuff together instead of just sort of visiting and viewing what your friend has done. And if you like that kind of thing, there's even some combat in there as well. There seems to be some kind of what looks like dungeon exploring and, you know, fighting monsters, getting spells and magic, that kind of thing. And to be honest, that draws me in a little bit more to this one as well, rather than it being just a farming simulator. Having that combat side too appeals to me a little bit more. And if I'm honest, this feels like the perfect Switch game as we go into winter and those colder months here where I am. and it is releasing on September 8th, so it will be about the right time. So check that one out if you're interested. Okay, so for our last game now, the Persona 5 gang are back, and in a brand new style of game, because Persona 5 Tactica is more of a strategy RPG. Now, I'm not sure if the art style of this game will be for everybody. They've sort of gone down that more chibi kind of route, but you can't deny that the polish and style of Persona 5 does shine through in this game. You know, the menu design, spells, that kind of thing, it all looks really good. It's just the character design that I think maybe will put some people off. But for a lot of fans, I think just getting to play another game with this cast of characters will be enough of a draw, and it does seem like all the original voice actors are probably back, which I think will please a lot of people. There do seem to be some interesting mechanics as well pulled over from the Persona series, so at one point in the trailer it kind of looks like maybe if you surround the enemy with 3 of your characters in sort of a triangle, then you do almost like a hold up from the Persona 5 game, and then you can sort of see some of the classic strategies from these types of games as well, sort of like an Overwatch where if an enemy character moves, then you can set a character to attack upon seeing that movement. So I think there will hopefully be quite a lot to sink your teeth into in this if you're a fan of strategy RPGs as well, and not just a Persona fan. New characters and wacky villains are sure to delight, and Persona 5 Tactica releases November 17th. So there we are, those are 5 Switch games that you can look forward to coming up in the rest of this year. Are there any games that I missed that you're really excited for? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.